Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA, a rookie. Yes, but not just any rookie. She's the most electrifying women's basketball player we've seen in decades. She's filled arenas, crashed ticket sites, and sparked headlines like no other. She's got the swagger of a superstar and the stats to back it up. But now, she's out, dropping from the WNBA All-Star game just days before tip-off due to a groin injury. Fans were stunned. The league scrambled, and NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, he didn't hold back. His reaction wasn't just disappointment. It was a wake-up call, because this isn't just about one injured player, it's about a broken system. It's about the WNBA pushing its stars to the edge and expecting them to smile through it. THIs was the moment the tension boiled over. Let's rewind for a second. Just a few weeks ago, Caitlin Clark was the name on everyone's lips. From ESPN to TikTok to mainstream morning shows, it was Clark mania everywhere. Her jersey sold out before it even hit shelves. The Indiana Fever went from the bottom of the league to the top of the national conversation. All because of her crossover from college to pro. Wasn't just anticipated, it was hyped, like LeBron back in 2003. And in many ways, she lived up to it. But let's be honest, the pressure, the schedule, the media circus, it was wild. Now, picture this. You're 22 years old, coming off a historic college run where you carried an entire program on your back. And now, before even catching your breath, you're thrust into a league that's desperate for growth and relevance. You become the face of the WNBA overnight. Commercials, interviews, pressers, brand deals, games, travel, fans demanding pictures. Critics waiting for you to slip Paul while trying to actually play basketball at a professional level. It's not just exhausting, it's dangerous, and that danger showed up in the form of a groin strain. A small injury, maybe, but for an athlete playing back-to-back games with no rest, it could turn into something serious real fast. So Clark did the responsible thing. She withdrew from the All-Star game. She prioritized her health. But that's when things exploded. Fans were disappointed. Some were understanding, but others were furious. They had bought tickets to see her, booked flights, reserved hotels. Her name was the draw. Her absence, a letdown. Social media turned into a war zone. Some fans defended her decision. She's human. Let her rest. Others called it a betrayal. She owes it to the league. But then, Adam Silver stepped in. And that changed everything. In a candid interview, the NBA commissioner called out the WNBA for what it really is, a league not ready to protect its stars. He said the workload placed on Clark was unacceptable, that the transition from college to pro had become brutal, and that the WNBA's infrastructure was still years behind where it needed to be. He didn't hold back. He even went so far as to say the WNBA needed a structural overhaul if it wanted to survive. In this new era of attention and scrutiny, Bess Wright, the commissioner of the NBA, went off on national television against the very system he partly oversees. He said Clark's injury was avoidable, that her body had been sending warning signs for weeks, and that nobody around her, no coach, no executive, no official had stepped in to protect her from herself. And you know what? He's not wrong. Caitlin Clark has been running on fumes. She barely had a week off between the NCAA tournament and the WNBA season. The schedule was relentless. She went from being a college athlete to a pro superstar in the blink of an eye. No off-season, no rest, no reset. The league marketed her face 24/7. She was doing shoots for brands, interviews for networks, all while being double-teamed every night by grown women trying to humble the new kid. And the WNBA loved it. They needed it. Clark brought attention, money, viewers. She was the product. But when that product cracked slightly, the league was caught flat-footed. So, when Silver called them out, it hit hard. This wasn't just a commissioner being protective, this was a public dressing down. And for many in the league office, it stung. Some insiders say Silver had warned them months ago that he'd advised the WNBA to set guardrails for Clark's first season, to build in rest days, to ease her in, to protect the investment. They didn't listen. And now, with Clark sitting out the league's most watched event, that gamble is backfiring. The All-Star game went on, but the buzz, flat viewership was down. Social engagement dipped. Fans kept asking the same question: where's Caitlin? You can't sell a show without the star. And here's the deeper problem. This injury and the response to it, just about one player. It's about what happens when a league chases fame faster than it can handle it. This season has exposed a ton of cracks in the WNBA's system. The travel conditions, the short season with packed schedules, the lack of medical resources compared to the NBA, the pressure on rookies to carry the league's future without any institutional protection. Caitlin Clark was just the first big test, and the league is failing. Silver said as much. He talked about NBA players having built-in rest days, charter flights, performance teams, media managers. WNBA players, they're still flying commercial, still running on tight schedules, still grinding through doubleheaders without proper recovery. It's like putting a Ferrari on a dirt road and expecting it to stay perfect. Clark isn't the only one feeling it either. Angel Reese has hinted at being overwhelmed. Aliyah Boston's stats have dipped. She's visibly fatigued. Even veterans like Breena Stewart and A'ja Wilson have quietly expressed concern about how the league is handling this new wave of attention. And let's not forget, Caitlin Clark is just one injury away from stepping back permanently. We've seen it before, promising players push too hard, too fast. Skylar Diggins-Smith, Alina Del Dunn. Even Maya Morich had moments where injuries or burnout derailed what could have been even greater careers. And for Clark, who hasn't even hit her prime, this groin injury is a warning sign. Now, let's talk about the fans. They're invested deeply. They buy her merch, they follow her every move. They chant her name in opposing arenas. She's more than a player, she's a movement. So when she's hurt and absent, it's not just a basketball story. It's a culture shift. And that culture is getting louder. Fans are calling for changes, demanding charter flights, demanding LOAD management, demanding an overhaul of how the league treats its stars. And Silver, he's listening. Sources close to the NBA say Silver is now planning to push for reforms in the WNBA collective bargaining agreement. Talks of charter-only travel for top 10 players, mental health days, off-season media limits, even mandatory rookie ramp-up programs. The NBA understands that to keep stars, you have to build around them, not just use them. The question is, will the WNBA listen this time? Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, released a carefully worded statement thanking Clark for her dedication to the game and calling her a role model for prioritizing long-term health. But it felt like a PR move. No promises of change, no public acknowledgement of Silver's comments. Silence speaks volumes. And meanwhile, the media is flipping. ESPN, Fox Sports, The Athletic. They're all running stories now about the WNBA's reckoning. Some are comparing it to when the NBA first embraced load management. Others are saying the league has reached its Caitlin Clark breaking point. Even Sports Illustrated ran a headline that said, "You wanted a star. Now protect her." And let's not forget the brands. Nike, Gatorade, State Farm. These are the companies investing millions into Clark's image. You think they want to see her sidelined in her rookie year? No chance. The pressure is mounting from every angle, and the league can't ignore it anymore. So where do we go from here? Clark is expected to return in a few weeks. She'll likely be on a minutes restriction. Her team may be more cautious. But the vibe has changed. She's no longer just the WNBA's rising star. She's the league's canary in the coal mine. If they don't protect her, who's next? Angel, Juju Watkins next year. Paige Buchers. When she enters, this is a tipping point moment, and Adam Silver knows it. That's why he went off. Because he's thinking long-term. He sees what's coming. He understands that Caitlin Clark isn't just the future of the WNBA. She's its best chance at mainstream relevance, but only if she stays healthy. Only if she stays happy. Only if she stays. So, here we are. An injured superstar, a league under fire, a commissioner stepping in, and fans demanding change. History will remember this moment, either as the start of the WNBA's evolution or the moment it failed its biggest star. The choice is theirs. Soft, dramatic music rises if you think Caitlin Clark deserves better. If you believe Adam Silver's message, hit the mark. Drop a comment below. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more real talk on the basketball stories that actually matter. And share this video to keep the pressure on, because the league is watching. And so is the world. And so is the world.